What is going on, guys? We got a very special video lined up today, and we're going to let you know. Look, I'm going to be the one to let you know what your favorite UFC fighter says about you. Disclaimer, okay? Don't take offense to this. This is obviously jokes. If you happen to take offense to whatever I say, then it's probably proving my point, and it's probably true, okay, guys? Let's go ahead and get into it. We got 4 tiers, okay? Some of your fighters are going to be in the GOATed tier. Some are going to be valid. Some might make you a TikTok fan. And some, unfortunately, if your favorite fighter is somebody, it may make you a fake hardcore UFC fan. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. We have a lot of fighters to talk about. We'll try to run through these, starting off with the notorious Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor's a tough one because, back in the day, he's the most mainstream UFC fighter of all time. But just because somebody's mainstream does not mean that you cannot like them, okay? Because we're trying to balance out a world where this is the UFC community. Oh, you like him, bro? You're too mainstream. But you can't have somebody too obscure because then you're a fake hardcore, okay? But Conor McGregor, I'm gonna be honest. If you're a Conor McGregor fan, you're a TikTok fan, okay? It's been overplayed. If you like Conor McGregor, that doesn't mean you're always going to be a TikTok fan. But the majority of McGregor fans probably are a little bit of casuals, TikTok fans. But it is what it is. Conor McGregor, he's a great fighter. He's been underrated at this point by the hardcore fans. I want to go valid. Unfortunately, the overwhelming amount of Conor McGregor fans likely are TikTok fans, so I will put Conor McGregor there. Moving on to Zabit. He's not even in the UFC anymore, but Zabit Magomedsharipov. This one's funny, guys. This one's going to be funny. I'm between two right off the rip. The biggest what if in UFC history. He was a striker from Dagestan. Very creative striker, guys. I'm going to go TikTok fan as well. We're going to start off with 2 back-to-back TikTok fans. I wanted to go fake hardcore because I have heard people say that Zabit Magomedsharipov is literally their favorite fighter all time. And that's okay. I'm not hating on you for having a favorite fighter, okay? But come on, guys. People talk like this dude was the next coming of John Jones or something. He wasn't, bro. He had cardio issues. Could he have eventually developed into a champion? Possibly, but not likely. He's not beating Holloway. He definitely is not beating Volkanovski. I like Zabit. Very likable guy. Very entertaining fighter. But I feel like a lot of this stems from TikTok. I've seen Zabit fans, Zabit edits on TikTok. So I'm going to say if Zabit is your favorite fighter, especially if you're still claiming that Zabit's your favorite fighter, even though he's been out of the game for years now, you're a TikTok fan, okay? Moving on to Joshua Van. Joshua Van, probably the most exciting flyweight prospect, or not even prospect anymore because he's like the #1 contender. But Joshua Van, if Joshua Van is your favorite fighter, I want to go GOATed. I'm going to say you're valid, though. I'm going to say you're valid. You're close. You're very close to being GOATed because you have the mix of hardcore fan in you, and it's not overly hardcore because Joshua Van's a very nice guy, a very entertaining fighter, okay? I'm going to go valid, okay? Maybe Joshua Van can knock off Pantoja and take his belt. That would be sick. I don't think it's going to happen, but if you're a Joshua Van fan, I respect you. I'm also a Joshua Van fan. I've seen him in person, man. He's sick. He's 23 years old, something like that. Very young. Was potentially going to try to become the youngest UFC champion ever, but unfortunately, he's had some obstacles in his way, okay? He's had some losses, or at least one loss in the UFC. But Joshua Van's valid. Like I said, probably the best boxing in that division. He's got good takedown defense. He's just going to keep the fight standing and brawl. That's what a lot of UFC fighters, or a lot of UFC fans like. That's what I like sometimes. Joshua Van is valid. Moving on. Moving on to Jailton Almeida. I've honestly never heard anybody say that Jailton Almeida is their favorite fighter. But if they do, there's definitely somebody out there who claims Jailton Almeida as their favorite. If that's the case, you're a fake hardcore fan. I'm just being real. Now, here's the thing about Jailton Almeida. Is he good? Yes. He's probably the toughest test for Tom Aspinall right now. But I'm not going to say he's a boring fighter, but he's not the most entertaining fighter. He's kind of a smudge grappler in the heavyweight division, but he does look for finishes, and he does get finishes. But if Jailton Almeida is your favorite, I understand. You can like the guy, but if he's your favorite fighter, you're doing too much, bro. You're genuinely doing too much, okay? This doesn't just go for Jailton Almeida. I'm going to go as far to say this, okay? If any heavyweight on the roster outside of Tom Aspinall is your favorite UFC fighter. I'm not saying you can't like them once again, but if you claim them as your favorite, you're probably a fake hardcore fan. You know, outside of Derek Lewis is everybody loves Derek Lewis, right? He's really entertaining. I don't know if I've met somebody who has Derek Lewis as their favorite fighter. Everybody loves him, but I'll let you slide with Derek Lewis. But anybody in the heavyweight division outside of Derek Lewis and Tom Aspinall, if they're your favorite, bro, nah, bro, you're doing too much. You're a fake hardcore fan. Moving on to Suga Sean O'Malley, one of the most entertaining fighters in the UFC. This one's going to be tough, okay? Immediately when you see this, you think TikTok fan, of course, because, you know, he's very popular with the kids. That sounded horrible, guys. That sounded horrible. Take that back. I'm gonna edit that out. But Sean O'Malley seems to be a lot of kids' favorite fighters. Okay, I'll say that because he's very animated, I guess, colorful, whatever you want to call him. Very entertaining though. If you like Sean O'Malley, I'm not hating on you. I like Sean O'Malley. I own a Sean O'Malley shirt. I genuinely like Sean O'Malley. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. However, I'm between valid and TikTok fan just because I'm gonna go TikTok fan, bro. It's looking like we might load the TikTok fan category up. But Sean O'Malley, I don't hate you if you like Sean O'Malley. I like Sean O'Malley. He's not my favorite, but if he's your favorite, I feel like the majority of people who claim O'Malley as their favorite fighter are probably casual fans. Again, guys, don't take offense to this. I'm not calling you a casual if you like Sean O'Malley. Okay? But the overwhelming majority probably is a TikTok fan. If you're a Sean O'Malley fan, you're probably a casual. You probably get your TikTok or you probably get your UFC news, UFC. You know, you watch your fights on TikTok. That's what Sean O'Malley reminds me of. Moving on to, gosh, we're starting off with all the bad ones. Valentina Shevchenko. This is not just a symbol of Valentina. This is if your favorite fighter is any women's MMA fighter. You're a fake hardcore fan, bro. I hate to tell you, you're a fake hardcore fan. If you try to claim Valentina Shevchenko, look, let me emphasize this. If you are a male, if you're a male and you claim that Valentina Shevchenko is your favorite fighter, you good, bro? Something ain't right, bro. Something ain't right. If you're a female, I'll let you slide, okay? But if you're a male claiming that Valentina Shevchenko is your favorite fighter, what are you doing, bro? Like, you trying to get bonus points? What? Nah, bro. I'm not letting that slide, bro. I'm not letting that slide. You're a fake hardcore fan. You're doing too much. You're trying to impress the Huzz. Like, we ain't letting that slide, man. Let's go ahead and move on to Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira should be goated. He is goated, okay? But here's the thing. I'm not going to put him in the goated tier because Charles Oliveira, obviously super mainstream. That's not why. The Charles Oliveira fan base has become so massive that a lot of them suck. I'm going to be honest, a lot of them suck. I'm a Charles Oliveira fan. Oh my gosh. I'm a Charles Oliveira fan. He's one of my favorite fighters. I'm going to go with valid, though. It's honestly, bro, it's kind of close to being a TikTok fan at this point. But we love Charles Oliveira. Everybody loves Charles Oliveira. Again, you're not a casual for liking Charles. Everybody loves him. He's a very likable guy. I'm going to go with valid. He's not goated. The Charles fan base just brings him down a couple points, bro. Okay? Charles, one of the most entertaining fighters in the sport as well, has the record for most submissions, most finishes in UFC history. If Charles is your favorite fighter, bro, you're valid. I'm going to be honest, you're valid. The majority of y'all are valid. Some of y'all are annoying and TikTok fans. I'm going to go with valid, though, okay? I'm going to go with valid. Moving on to Justin Gaethje. Dustin Gaethje. All right, where do we want to put Gaethje, man? This one's tough too, man. I don't meet a lot of fans who, or I don't know a lot of fans who have Justin Gaethje as their favorite. Everybody also loves Justin Gaethje. I'm going to put him as valid, though. I think his fan base can be delusional at times, or especially now, as of recent, because Justin Gaethje's trying to get a title shot, and I don't think he deserves it. However, another very entertaining fighter who's been reliable for the UFC. He's been in a bunch of banger fights. He's a likable guy. I mean, I'm not going to put him goated, but I'm not going to put him as a TikTok fan. If Justin Gaethje is your favorite, you're probably not a TikTok fan. You're probably a real hardcore fan. You're probably valid, okay? Moving on to Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy, man. If you're not from England, if you don't know the guy, I'm going to be honest, bro. Look, I'm just being honest over here. That's what we do. You're probably a fake hardcore, bro. If Lerone Murphy is your favorite fighter, either you're a brand new fan to the sport, which is okay. That's okay. Or you're a fake hardcore fan, bro. Lerone Murphy, also a likable guy, but he's not the most entertaining fighter. He doesn't talk a bunch of trash that's going to bring a bunch of attraction, bring in a bunch of fans. So either you saw the clip of him hitting that spinning elbow on Aaron Pico and became a fan, which is valid, or you're doing too much, bro. You're trying to be different. Lerone Murphy as your favorite? I don't mind Lerone Murphy. I don't hate the guy. He's not my favorite. He's okay. Okay. He's not one of my favorites. He's definitely not my favorite. You're probably a fake hardcore fan. You're probably doing too much. You're trying to be different. You're trying to hop on the train before somebody potentially comes champion. That's what a lot of people do. That's what these fake hardcores do, man. They try to hop on these trains as early as possible so that they can say, oh, I'm an OG fan. You're doing too much, bro. All right, let's move on to Alex Pereira. Here's the thing with Poetan, man. Poetards, man. The Poetards. Alex Pereira. We all love Alex Pereira. What's there not to like about him, right? He's kind of in the same boat as Charles. Who has a worse fan base, Charles or Alex? Probably Alex, bro. Probably Alex, but I'm not going to hate on you if you think Alex Pereira is your favorite fighter, guys. I'm genuinely stressing about this. Where do we put Poetan? Where do we put Poetan? We still don't have anybody in goated yet. Poetan's not going to be the first, but is he going to be valid or a TikTok fan? He's right in the middle, guys. Maybe I should have put a tier in between them. I'm going to say valid. I'm going to say valid, okay? Alex Poetan Pereira, if he is your favorite fighter, you're valid, okay? I just got my eyes on you, okay? Because there is a lot of Alex fans that really aren't great. And they're not necessarily delusional because I'm not hearing Alex fans saying that he sparks out John Jones. I'm sure it'll come around if that fight actually gets booked. But like, I'm just seeing the beef between Ankalaev fans and Pereira fans. They both seem delusional at times. I'm going to say if Alex Pereira is your favorite fighter, you are valid. But like I said, you're getting very, very close to dropping down to a TikTok fan, okay? But let's move on, okay? On to Shavkat Rakhmonov. Shavkat. We're loading this tier, man. Shavkat's a TikTok fan. If Shavkat Rakhmonov is your favorite UFC fighter, you better be from the same area as him. I believe to be Kazakhstan. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if that's not the case, and Shavkat's just your favorite fighter, you've been watching too many TikTok edits, bro. You bought into the hype of Shavkat Rakhmonov being a future champion. And of course, it may happen, but Shavkat being your favorite fighter, again, if you're an American male and Shavkat's your favorite fighter, please tell me why. Go ahead. Because he doesn't speak English, so it's not like he's, great on the mic. He's an entertaining fighter, yes, has a lot of finishes, but the inactivity is ridiculous. That's what I'm going to say. Shavkat's a great fighter, maybe a future champion. That division's just so good right now, and Shavkat's missing out because he's not fighting. Of course, I understand he's been getting injured. He's had some other stuff happen, but Shavkat being your favorite, bro, it's like it's on the line. It's on the border. You're almost crossing the border over into a fake hardcore fan. But I'm going to go with the TikTok fan. You don't see as many TikTok edits of Shavkat right now because of the inactivity. But once he beat Jeff Neal, oh my gosh, they were at an all-time high, bro. The TikTok edits were going crazy at that point. Moving on to Jean Silva. Jean Silva, a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. If Jean Silva's your favorite fighter, bro, you're fake hardcore. I'm going to be real. You're a fake hardcore. And you know what? I would even say unless you're from Brazil, but I'm not even going to say that. If you're from Brazil, you got plenty of options. Why are we picking Jean Silva? I'm going to be real. He's got a crazy background story, but like, he doesn't seem like a very likable guy. He's a very entertaining fighter, sure, but like, Jean Silva as your favorite? Again, guys, we're doing too much. You're trying to hop on this train before he potentially becomes champion. You're doing too much, bro. If Jean Silva is your favorite, you can like the guy. I don't like the guy, but you can like the guy, okay? If he's your favorite fighter, nah, bro. You're doing too much. All right, moving on to my sweet Pookie princess, Alexander Volkanovski. We're finally kicking off the GOATed tier. We're finally doing it, guys. Our first entry in the GOATed tier is Alex Volkanovski. There should be no complaints in the comments. There should be no dispute here. Alexander Volkanovski might be the most likable fighter in all of the UFC. The story's great. You know, the bounce back is insane. He's a chef, guys. He can cook. This is the type of fighter you want your daughter to date. This is the type of human you want your daughter to date. He's got a bunch of daughters himself, man. He's a good dad. He's a good person. Okay? He's a loving husband, I'm guessing. Volkanovski is everything you want out of a human. Okay? You know, maybe he's a little bit short for some people's standards, but Alexander Volkanovski is a great human. He's a great fighter, one of the all-time greats who reclaimed his title, guys. This man got knocked out twice in a row. Brutally. Came back, reclaimed his title. It was a beautiful story, bro. Volkanovski, if Volkanovski's your favorite fighter, bro, I genuinely respect you. I respect the crap out of you, bro. Okay? I love you. All right. Moving on to Tom Aspinall. See, Tom Aspinall's not in the same boat as Gelton Almeida or any other heavyweight. Because if Tom Aspinall's your favorite fighter, you're probably goated, bro. Okay? You're probably goated. Tom Aspinall, the most exciting heavyweight. You can argue Derek Lewis, but Tom Aspinall, super, super nice guy. Very, very likable person outside of that one Nina drama interview, which we're not going to talk about that. That was odd. I think he tried to throw a joke in there and it whiffed horribly. But Tom Aspinall, like I said, very likable guy. Finally bringing some life to the heavyweight division. He's young. He's hungry. He's calling out John Jones. I mean, who does that, man? Who does that? All right. I wish we could have seen that fight, Tom Aspinall. He's really gained a bunch of fans since this whole standoff with John Jones. And I'm going to be real, guys. I was early. I was one of the first Tom Aspinall fans on the planet, guys. Definitely not on the planet. But, you know, right around the injury time, I wasn't even early, guys. I'm glazing. I wasn't even early. But I was a Tom Aspinall fan before he even got his title shot. I'll say that, okay? But Tom Aspinall, very, very valid. If he's your favorite fighter, you're goated. Moving on. Do I even have to think about this, guys? Tony Ferguson? Look, I'm not going to be too harsh on Tony Ferguson today. Y'all know I usually am. But you know what? Me and Tony are starting to put together our differences. I'm kidding, guys. Tony Ferguson, if you're a Tony Ferguson fan, you're a TikTok fan. You're not a fake hardcore, okay? You can be a hardcore fan and like Tony Ferguson. Maybe. But the majority of Tony Ferguson fans have seen the edits on TikTok. They've heard the ruckus, people stirring up saying that Tony Ferguson, you know, if this wouldn't have happened, he would have been champion or he would have beat Habib. It's not true, first of all. And the people that believe that are getting their information from social media, and it's just not true, bro. Tony Ferguson. If you like Tony Ferguson, shout out to you. Y'all know how I feel about Tony. Okay, maybe I'm a little bit harsh sometimes. Maybe it's justified. But Tony fans are crazy, bro. Tony fans got to be some of the most delusional fans in all of mixed martial arts as well. And I know he's not even on the UFC roster because he broke the record for most consecutive losses. Shout out Tony, man. Nobody's breaking that record probably. But Tony Ferguson, bro, if Tony Ferguson's your favorite fighter, I understand to a degree. But you're a TikTok fan, okay? Moving on to Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Man, Dustin. I can't believe he's retired, bro. He's been retired for what, 2 months now? 3 months now? Oh my gosh, guys, time's flying without Dustin. Dustin Poirier. You can still claim him as your favorite fighter. It's still been less than a year since he's retired. I wouldn't even be that surprised if he happened to make a comeback. But if Dustin Poirier is your favorite fighter, you're valid. I'm not going to say you're goated. I feel like there's a lot of Dustin Poirier fans. Most of them are great. Most of them are valid. There's definitely probably some annoying ones too. I'm not going to say goated, bro. I'm not going to say goated because here's why. A lot of Dustin Poirier fans became Dustin Poirier fans after he beat McGregor. Okay, you were not having this crazy fan base. I understand that's part of it. That's what kind of developed him and made him take a leap into superstardom. But like people weren't riding for Dustin Poirier like that prior to the McGregor fight. A lot of people didn't like Dustin Poirier during the McGregor saga, okay? Until after he beat McGregor twice, which one of them was kind of fluky. Whatever you think about that doesn't matter. But Dustin Poirier, he's valid. He's an unk. He's a legend of the sport. Always in entertaining fights. I cannot think of one single boring fight that involves Dustin Poirier, okay? If he's your favorite fighter, you're valid, bro. You are genuinely valid. Moving on to Movsar Evloev. See, Movsar, he seems like a likable guy, but like if he's your favorite, you better be from the same exact location, longitude and latitude. You better be from the same exact location as Movsar, because if not, you're a fake hardcore fan, bro. I'm going to be honest. He's not a boring fighter. He's not a boring grappler. I'm going to be real. He's not. But he's not the most entertaining. He's far from it, okay? If you say that that is your favorite style to watch, again, maybe you're from where he's from. Or you're a fake hardcore fan. You're trying to be different, guys. This is the theme you see with the fake hardcore category. You're trying to be different, bro. You're doing too much. Movsar Evloev, sure, you can like him. You can back your guy. But Movsar as your favorite? It's kind of sus, bro. It's kind of weird. He's just not, he just doesn't strike me as somebody, I don't know how he could be somebody's favorite. No hate to Movsar. I like the guy. I genuinely like the guy. But I'm going to go fake hardcore, bro. Moving on to Magomed Ankalaev. Big Ank. I'm putting him in the same boat as Movsar. Again, you can back your guy. If you're from the same place that Ankalaev's from, you can back your guy. If you're Muslim, I believe Ankalaev's Muslim as well. You can back your guy, but to be your favorite, especially if it's because he's Muslim. Look, you got plenty of great fighters to back, okay? Magomed Ankalaev, to pick him, he's one of the most least entertaining fighters out of the Muslim fighters, at least the top of them. Why are we picking Ankalaev? He's got some good trash talk. I will say he's a dog. He does like to fight. He wants to fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. I love that about him. You can like Ankalaev, but to be your favorite, to say that Magomed Ankalaev, to sit here and tell me with a straight face, Magomed Ankalaev is my favorite fighter. Okay? You're a fake hardcore, buddy. That's what I'm getting at. You're a fake hardcore. And finally, last but certainly not least, okay? Yuri Prochazka. If Yuri Prochazka is your favorite fighter, you are genuinely goated. You are goated. Maybe. I mean, guys, he's right there with Volkanovski as one of the most likable fighters in the sport. He's so wholesome. I mean, what is there to hate about Yuri? Maybe his fighting style. I can understand somebody that doesn't like his fighting style if you're not necessarily a fan. You know, if you've trained, if you see sometimes how he's blocking punches with his face, it might aggravate you a little bit. But Yuri Prochazka is the only fighter that can pull that off. And he's also, you know, he's working on his head movement, okay? Yuri Prochazka, man, he's such a sweet guy. He's ultra violent. He's got crazy power. He's never been in a boring fight either. He's never even seen the scorecards in the UFC. What's there not to like about Yuri, bro? What's there not to like? Genuinely. You know, unless you're a diehard Roundtree fan and Yuri just slimes your boy out, maybe I can understand a little bit of resentment. But I mean, let it go, bro. Let it go. Yuri Prochazka is one of the most likable fighters in the UFC. If he's your favorite fighter, you are genuinely goated. He's probably my second favorite fighter right now. He's neck and neck with Adesanya, man. I didn't put Izzy on here because, you know, everybody loves to dispute about Izzy. Maybe we'll have him in a part 2. Let me know if y'all want a part 2, guys. That's going to be it for us. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Comment some fighters if y'all want to see a part 2. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and turn the bell on. Hit the post notifications so you do not miss a live stream, okay, guys? I appreciate y'all for tuning in once again, and we out.